everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Bridget, and this is my Kodak Brownie camera. In this video, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the camera, I'm going to show you how to use it, and I'm also going to show you the finished result. So I'm going to take some pictures, have them developed, and see how they turned out. I'm super excited, and let's just jump right in. The original Brownie came out in 1900. What I have is the No.2 Brownie, which was introduced in 1901, and I think was retired in 1935. Under the No.2 Brownie umbrella, there are different models, and I am still trying to figure out which model mine is, which I'll talk more about when I open up the camera. These Brownie cameras, when they came out, it was sort of a milestone in terms of the history of photography. These cameras were originally made out of cardboard and were extremely inexpensive to produce and were sold very inexpensively. Because of that, it really evened the playing field in terms of who could get their hands on a camera and play around with it. So the average person could start taking photos. So it really changed everything. And these types of cameras were actually marketed towards children. You can see that in some of the old advertisements. So again, that just goes to show you how simple these cameras were made to be. The name Brownie comes from these children's illustrations that were really popular at the time by Palmer Cox. And they were of these little spirit goblin creatures from Scottish folklore. And because they were so popular, they sort of were used as a mascot for these Brownie cameras. I have been wanting to buy a box camera, which is the term for these types of cameras, forever, and they're not expensive at all. The reason that I never did was because I assumed that these historical cameras would require specialty historical film, and why bother buying the camera if I can't use it? Well, this is why doing any research at all is very important. The No.2 Brownie camera specifically was the first camera to use size 120 film, which is a film that is very readily available today. So once I learned that, I was on the hunt, and when I saw this in the antique store, I was very excited. Side note, if you want to be one of the first to hear about antiques that I buy or watch exclusive travel vlogs that I make on my travels, see miscellaneous behind the scenes content, check out my Patreon, which I recently launched. I'm really excited to have a Patreon now because if you've been following my channel for a while, you know that consistency is not necessarily my strong suit in terms of posting on YouTube. Whereas Patreon feels a lot less pressure, and I feel more comfortable just posting whatever I think is cool without having to battle, you know, the social media algorithm that hates me. So if you feel like supporting the channel in that way, I'd love to meet you over on Patreon, but please do not feel obligated. My YouTube channel is not changing at all, and I have tons of videos planned and in the works. It just takes me a really long time to make them. So let's now move on to actually taking this apart. I'll show you the inside. I'm gonna give it a little clean, and then we're gonna put the film in and play around with it. So this is the front of the camera. This is the shutter speed with 2 positions, and this is the aperture with 3 stops. 1 or 2. 1, 2, 3. Here is the shutter. I'm just cleaning off the mirrors here. Dirt is coming off. I bought some lens cleaner to clean off. Ooh, yeah. Oh man. I can put a link to the lens cleaner I'm using in my Amazon storefront, but it's just regular lens cleaner. There's spots I can't reach, but I think this should be fine for what we need to do. When you take photos, you're going to be holding it like this and looking down, or turn it like this and look down. To open the back, you pull these up. In order to pull this out, right now it's not coming out because it's locked. In order to pull out the inside, you need to take this, wind it towards yourself while pulling outward so that it pops out. Now, ta-da! So this is the inside of the camera. Notice this says top. Usually, I believe there's something here that shows what the model number is, but there's nothing in my camera. Since there's no writing, all I have to go on is this sticker that's right here. This is a Kodak sticker, and it lists a number of patents. And when I look up these numbers, what I find is patents from the year 1927. So that is the year, either that year or following that year, that I believe this camera is from. So if you're watching this and you happen to know more about Brownie cameras and can help me out, so now it's time to put our film in the camera. This is the film that I'm using. I chose black and white because I thought it would look more vintage. Again, I'll put this in my Amazon storefront, but I'm sure you can find it. You can use any 120 film. This is just the one I chose. Let's get started. I'm a little nervous because I haven't done this before. So we take our film and we put it here where it says top. We slide it in. Now what we need to do is we're going to take this here. We're gonna pull it all the way back and feed it into this here. Now I'm gonna push it a bit so that it's actually in. So now we're going to slide it back in. Make sure the top is up. And we push this back in, and now as we turn, we see that this is going, right? So we're continuing to feed it through. We're going to close the camera up, and we're gonna keep our eyes on this spot right here. So as we wind, we're gonna start seeing things. What we're looking for is the number 1. An arrow. Here it is. We're outside. I'm ready to take my first photo. My first shot is gonna be of these bicycles. So to actually take the picture, you want to hold it against your body in a way that you can see what you're going to take a picture of, and you can see the bicycles in the viewfinder there. I'm actually going to turn it. Your goal is to be as still as possible, so you're actually going to hold your breath as you're taking the photo, and when you flip the shutter, you want to do it very slowly so as not to move the camera while you're taking it. Otherwise, the result will be blurred. And that was it. Photo 1, done. So now we're going to wind it. Number 2, I don't know what else to take pictures of. I'll do like the staircase. Maybe I'll have some pictures of me. I'm gonna try a selfie right now. Did it.
1.
Okay. It's a few days later. I just took the last photo on my second roll of film, and I'm gonna take it out. I'm gonna send these 2 rolls of film in, and I will show you the finished result. I'm really nervous because I'm worried that maybe the lens had something in front of it and that's ruined all the photos, or maybe that there are light leaks, like the box isn't totally protecting the film from light leaks and maybe everything's overexposed. I don't know, I'm just nervous, so I'll let you guys know how it goes. Hello again. It is sometime later, and I just got the email that the photos have developed, so I'm about to log in, and I'm really nervous to take a look. I'm just scared that it'll all be blank because I will have messed up somehow, somewhere along the way. But we're gonna be brave. Okay, view albums. Oh my god, that's crazy. Bicycles. Wow. There's my selfie. Very blurry, but so cool. Wow. The staircase. I don't know why I took this picture. Like, of all the cool things I could have taken, I took it of the staircase. That is so cool. Oh my god. They came out amazing. Like, better than I could have hoped. So that was only 1 though. Oh wait. Oh my god. Wait, let me start from the beginning. Wow. I do not look my best, but it is okay. That is so cool. This could be a poster. The beach. Ooh, what's happening here? That might be a light leak. Oh my gosh. So it's interesting that the subjects, like when there's a person in the photo, it often seems that it is blurred. So I wonder, there's probably like an ideal distance to put the subject that I didn't read about. And last but not least, we have the recreated Wright brothers photo. So I took 2 rolls worth of photos, and you may notice that in one of the rolls you see these like scratch marks, sort of. That's the first roll, and after I did that roll, I actually decided to clean the lens itself, which I was terrified of doing, but I thought if I clean the lens now, then I had, you know, a 50-50 shot of at least one of the rolls being good. So I was sort of like hedging my bets a little bit, and I think the second roll was better, so it's a good thing that I cleaned the lens itself. The scratches do add a little bit of charm, I guess. Because I chose black and white film, it gives it this incredible ghostly feel. I can't stop staring at it. I feel like I'm looking back in time. it just imbues it with this automatic nostalgia, even though this was like a week ago. I feel nostalgic and wistful thinking about this and looking at these pictures. It just seems like another time, another era, these lost memories that I'm rediscovering now. Again, these were taken a week ago. I'm just absolutely in love with the result. This has been my dream for so long. Every time I've been in an antique store and seen an old camera, and here we are with the finished product. It's finally happened, and you guys are here with me. I plan to take many, many, many more photos with my beautiful, wonderful Brownie camera, and I'm only gonna get better and better because I'm actually going to research where to place the subject in the photo so that it doesn't turn out blurry, but there's a charm to the blur, at least in this case, my very first time taking photos. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I had an amazing time making it, and I hope that you enjoyed watching it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, hit subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you next time.